my blackness. Okay, this is a Canadian store. Good. Yeah. Let's go for the Halle Berry. Halle Berry, yes. Black woman says Halle Berry is a white passing biracial, and Twitter begins pelting this woman with insults in defense of Miss Berry. I don't know who is supposed to be hip hop vibes, so that story by some editor. Okay, woman insults Halle Berry over her face on Twitter. I told you, these black women are bitter. Like, they'd be bitter, you know. You think they'd be bitter. It's funny that we don't. Now that I see this, it's like how much it's never been talked about. Like, that's always there. They've always had to deal with. Just they don't even know where they're being attacked and why. Halle Berry has been all over the headlines lately, and people are talking. Through her career, Halle has received mostly love as an actress. She is beloved. When it comes to black women in Hollywood, Halle broke many barriers. However, clearly not everybody is happy about this. A woman took it upon herself to shade Halle Berry over her race. But that situation backfired on the woman in a big way. Halle Berry opened doors for all kinds of people in the entertainment. As a result, Halle has produced several movies of her own. There are accounts of how much Halle Berry has helped. Her help has ranged from putting rising artists on her soundtrack of her films. In addition, Halle Berry gives interviews to smaller media outlets when they attend her movie events. Okay. Kind of interesting. Let's see the video first. The photos. What the hell just happened there? Oh, this is hilarious. Don't we know these people? Don't we know this person? Real with Yanni Ferry, Ferry. I was gonna message this person today. I was gonna add them today. I don't trust her. She's one of those slip-ins. Halle Berry is not black. That's her too. Oh, I didn't even know that. You guys know that person? I think Briella does, actually. I don't know where she's been lately, but I know that she knows her. She might even watch her, but I know that Jessica X, they're fighting right now. Like these are like the hyenas. They're hyenas, like her and like Six the Goddess. Now Six the Goddess, although she's a pick-me, but she's like a pick-me hyena kind of thing. She's like a mix. Like she still has that like short fuse. You know that, I hate to say it, but you know that like that. Like they're gonna fight you all of a sudden. I don't like that. Yeah, but what I like about her, what I like about Six, like I can still look at one notable trait, even though I hate everything else. Like, what I like about her is that she's not pulling like the divester. She's like saying, well, let's just compete. She's trying to compete. She's like, well, we can do it. We can't compete. Let's just look the best we can. And I like that approach. But I think she has that bossiness, black woman bossiness. Okay, let's check it out. Yeah, she's one of those, right? And these are people pushing us out. They're pushing out. They don't want us. They don't want us. Fine, right? Look, Halle Berry is not black. She's biracial, white passing. Like, that's a stretch. Like, he's not white passing. Like, Plus, she was Holly Weird's favorite. Okay. Megan Good just talked about how hard her career has been taking these types of roles. Cleo will, because she's taking black up roles. She's taking their black roles. One of those. It's like similar to Adolf. It's getting annoying, those people. I mean, this attitude. Cleo will learn in a hard way. We don't make up the rules. I don't know what Cleo is. Okay. Halle Berry getting back shots rule got her an Oscar, right? Looks like a white woman too. A white woman. That's a white woman. Sorry if I'm talking on the mic. Zoom this. Not quite clear. See if this is readable. Okay, get that. Oh, don't go back. Perfect. It's like that. I thought, oh boy. Get rid of this. How do you get rid of that? One more time. Kind of down like this. Just had it too. Come off. I thought you meant Halle Berry. Facts. How are you treated vary on how others, cause I can't remember. My boyfriend is something and black, and sometimes white people think he's white. Okay, it's black and white. So mulatto. Because of his eyes. Wow, you guys can't even hear me, sorry. Sorry, I'm going so far, Mike. I have to move the stand for this. A co-worker was being racist, talking down on the, I don't know, looks like he's saying on this race at work to him, not even knowing he was half white, I guess. Surprised what people tell you. Oh, I can only imagine. This is Yanni. Oh, I can only imagine we are constantly being judged. What do you like? Of course, that's not even a question. It's just, of course, we can't not judge you. It's not possible. We could not survive in every day if you didn't judge people, because then we couldn't predict people's action. We would get like, we would have no street smarts if we could not predict people's behavior at all. This is common sense. Everything would be random, especially when it comes to our sexuality, and that's what black women have to be cautious about. It's unfair, but the world we live in. See, I don't like Yanni. She's a kind of like she's borderline divester type. Like she had a really lot of, like her audience has a lot of feminists, a lot of LGBT people too. So I don't like when those people get in that position. And they're so obsessed with other women's sexuality. You met these two people without knowing who they were. You think they were white, although both Pete Wentz and Logic are biracial, they are what folks would deem white passing. More white passing. Yeah, not her. Real, I was like, what the fuck, white passing? As a walking white past whites, how was one wrong and blind? How's one that's wrong and blind? Yeah, that's kind of, she's got looks white passing, that one. He's not white passing. You can just see her whiteness. That's all. You can see that he has those traits. But for somebody to say that that's meant to slur her. That's meant to hurt her, right? They're basically trying to take her out to take her black card. That's what the problem that we even go in there and for the black card. And the only reason why we go there is if we think it's the only place we can go, right? Well, then, for most of history, a lot of times it has been the only place we can go. It has been the only place. If you think Halle Berry is a white passing, I got bridge to sell you in Hawaii. I got a bridge to sell you in Hawaii. I'm starting to think y'all just don't like Cleo because y'all critique her are weird. The critiques of her are weird. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. You definitely hate like bitch McConnell. That's odd. I'm not talking to that person. I can already tell. Like bitch McConnell. See, just get out of here. Like a black woman. I wouldn't even talk to this one. You don't know what passing is. Yeah, it's like as if that's more complicated. I do just race them too. They'll change the definition or something. They'll change the goalpost, and then they'll be like, "You don't know what it is." Well, because you just change the definition. Of course, I don't know what it is. I'll be like, "Right, with the consent to you don't know what consent." Well, you're just making up a new definition. Of course, it requires intent on the part of the person who is passing. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think like this is a new criteria. I don't think that's what people mean. People, for the most part, the most colloquial use of the word just means like you can be mistaken for white, but they're creating this new one where like, oh, it's when you purposely try to take advantage of your white. You purposely try to like as if we're half white. Shut up, right? Kind of like distrust. We have to be black, right? Being biracial has nothing to do with it. Black people presenting as white doesn't require any intent. It's what other people perceive them to be. I would say the opposite. Presenting is what you're trying to do. What you're talking about. I would say presenting is what you're trying. It's the opposite. You shouldn't understand language. Passing, that happens whether you want or not. People are just gonna like just like I've passed for Mexican. When I was young, I would have a lot of Mexican. Like there's not that many Mexicans here, but you go to a club or something, and I would always have like them come up and like, hey man, they give me a handshake and start talking in Spanish. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about because I look like I fit in. But I've had that throughout my life. I've had for what little Spanish people I bumped into, yeah, they think I'm like one of them. Sort of. They go right to the language. They don't even like. So yeah, she's just making. This is just until you know how to use this, I'm putting it away. What's that? White passing. Oh, example of white passing. That's supposed to be a white passing. And she might still be white passing, but I can see she's not. Just something about her hair. I can tell she's not. Halle has never white passed her entire career, beloved. Laughing. Because remember, and you even heard like Rashida, like they want to name her black, just like they want to name who else is black? Not Frederick Douglass, but yeah, Frederick Douglass, yeah, right. Want him secretly, and I think it's because they also grew up with it. That's one of the things I do understand with black people, and we got to be a little bit more sensitive about that. I feel the pain of a black person whose whole life who's been into a biracial because based on him being black, and they've always been a fan, and it's kind of like, oh, now you're not with us, and the whole time I've been supporting you because I thought I do understand that there was a kind of switch, but I mean, we're still that, just half. Sometimes we're still that. Sometimes we're half crunk. No, not even half crunk. Do you have any crunks in the house? Like anybody here who likes to get crunk? I got a question. Who's the most crunk in the ghetto sphere? Jeez, the most crunk person. That's not an insult. I'm just saying, like, crunk. Getting low. Through the windows, right?